So honestly, none of this shit got easier, none of this shit got better. Welcome back to Eat and Leave Vlogs. I wanted to do a sit down video and just like really talk about motherhood so far. And if you follow me on TikTok, then you probably got the gist. I just crashed out on TikTok essentially. But also try and just normalize certain things that I feel like I felt so alone in during motherhood, and that is the theme of motherhood. It is a lonely ride. I don't enjoy it still. It's 6 months already postpartum. It is exhausting, beyond belief. And I'm gonna tell you my journey so far from the perspective of a mother on mat leave, living away from her immediate family and friends. We don't have any hired help. That is just the full picture here. My man's at work. I'm at home right now on mat leave, and I am like the default parent. You know what? As a mother, I feel like women just are the default, especially if you're breastfeeding. You're just the woman, you have the maternal instincts, and you really do. Like, I can tell my baby's cry from different cries. Like, I feel like I'm the only one that can really read her because I'm with her all freaking day and all freaking night. Here's where we're at. She still wakes up multiple times a night. We co-sleep. She sleeps in the bed with us. Say what you will about that. I know it's controversial. That's the only thing that has given me any sort of sanity and any sort of bits of sleep. Otherwise, I would actually probably be dead right now. No word of a lie. Like, I actually feel like I would have not been able to survive. The constant stress that I feel, it's like someone's sitting on my chest. That's anxiety and stress all balled into one big monster. It has been difficult. I don't have a lot of like mom friends here. I don't have a lot of friends here in general, which has really made the journey hard. Like, it'd be nice to have like a friend that, you know, you're really close with and comfortable with, come over and just like hang out while you like deal with your baby and, you know, whip your tit out every 5 minutes. I'm still exclusively breastfeeding. I pump from time to time when the grandparents take the baby, which I'm so thankful for. And that has been one of the major things, along with co-sleeping, that has really helped me survive postpartum, having grandparents that I can drop her off at. And that was really hard for me to do at the beginning because A, she wasn't taking a bottle. She was reliant on me heavily for feeding. Breastfed babies need to feed more often than formula-fed babies. It's a lot harder, in my opinion, of like a lifestyle, you know, breastfeeding. That's what I feel is right for me and my baby. And I am not sure that I want to have another baby. So I want to do like my one and only, like kind of balls to the wall, like full throttle, do the breastfeeding. I really do enjoy breastfeeding. I just don't enjoy like the pressure of obviously being like the only source of like nutrients and nourishment for my kid, and like having to pump enough so that she can be with the grandparents, and, you know, like throwing her on the boob in the middle of the night is just so much easier than bottles and things like that. But that means that my partner can't really help with the feeding, which is part of the night wakings. Now she's 6 months, she's at a good weight. So technically I don't have to feed her at nighttime, but I've chosen to use my boob as not only just a soother, because she doesn't take a pacifier, she doesn't take anything. So lucky me, I got a clingy FOMO baby who just wants mama and uses me as a soother, human soother, and I am her, obviously, only supply of food. So like, it's really a lot on my plate for me to do. What I've been struggling with, besides postpartum depression, which has been obviously a common theme, it's just been very hard, and certain days are darker, but I definitely feel like I've pulled out of that dark fog where I just get into bad moods and like whatever. I've been a lot lighter and easier because I've just let a lot of things go. I'm just like, this is it, like we'll do what we can. She's obviously less like mommy, she still is. She doesn't want anyone to hold her but me, which makes it really exhausting because then it's like I'm the one shushing her to sleep. I'm the one doing everything at the end of the day, right? So it makes me kind of resentful towards my partner, but we've definitely worked on that and where else he can show up. And so like the baby carrying with, you know, just like those carriers you put on you have been lifesavers. That is the only way I can get stuff done. She likes to be on the carrier, which I'm lucky, because if she did not, I would be actually screwed, because she hates the stroller. She doesn't like the walks. She needs to be on me. And so that carrier has saved me in so many ways, has allowed me to do things out and also do things in the house. As long as she's on me, we're good. So he started wearing his own carrier, and that has helped too. He just can't be around me and she can't see me. when she's in his carrier, because then she'll freak out because she prefers mommy. But he can put her to sleep now, which was a struggle for almost like 5 months. Have your partner get one of his own and adjust it to his liking, and then just like take over, you know? Like, I've learned to just give the baby to daddy, give the baby to daddy. And just, she needs to have those moments with her dad so she also can bond with daddy, because it's very hard to bond with daddy when mommy is feeding and doing all the like nighttime wakings and shushing her to sleep and doing all those things, because baby prefers it. And we've just done that because otherwise you hear her scream crying, and she doesn't quit. Like, this girl, she is going to be so successful in life because she just does not quit. Like, she will cry for 3 hours straight if you let her. And I don't let her. I don't like the cry it out nothing, so that's why I just end up taking her. People can say I spoil my baby. I don't believe in that. I'm a little bit more of a crunchy mom, if you want to classify me as something. I'm a bit more like au naturel, woo-woo, like what did we do back in the day, kind of weirdo. Like, that's my parenting style. I'm not aggressive, but that's what internally I feel most comfortable with. And I have learned to listen to myself and to do this to anybody else who has an opinion, because it's my baby. You want to have your own baby and do what you want? Do that. You know what I mean? Like, mind your business. My baby has been struggling with full feeds. She likes to snack because she's a FOMO baby, fear of missing out baby. She like is like this all the time. Even like when she wakes up from a nap, she will just like spring herself up and like, I'm like, girl, give yourself a minute, you know, give yourself a minute to slowly wake up. No, she's like, she doesn't want to miss out on a thing. It's because she doesn't get full feeds. I feel like she wakes up more at night. But honestly, guys, I've like, again, let go of that. I kind of let her do what she needs to do. And I believe that the kinks will kind of smooth themselves over with time. I just think that now she's waking up a lot more at nighttime, more than she has been in a while, since like early baby days. She's having a hard time self-soothing. So like, she doesn't have a pacifier. She doesn't know how to self-soothe. And, you know, I've been trying to like rub a teddy bear on me and like sleep with it so that my scent is on it so that she can sleep with that. Right now, I need as much sleep as I can get. I want as much peace as I can get. So I'm doing what is best for me. Okay? Call me selfish, but if I'm in a good mood, if mommy is healthy and happy, baby is healthy and happy, and the whole house is healthy and happy. I've just decided to be a lot more selfish in the sense that I gotta do what works for me. Yes, that should go without saying, but at the beginning you're like so, you know, micromanaging. It's your first baby. You're so worried about everything. Like, people tell you all these things, all these theories. I got off mom talk. I don't look at nothing anymore. I listen to myself. I do research when I want to research, and it has to be very intentional. I have a naturopath that I speak to that is also a doctor that, you know, I trust with my eyes closed, like entirely. We have the same sort of thought process on things and beliefs. So if I need to reach out for somebody, those are the people I reach out for, not friends and not family. How I grew up was in a very different day and age, okay? And not that it was wrong, you know, I think I turned out okay, but it's not something that I resonate with. Something that they don't tell you is that life with a baby is just phase after phase. It doesn't get better. It's not linear. I've spoken about this a lot. Everyone told me after 3 months it'll be easier or better. Nope, it wasn't. After, you know, 6 months it'll be easier and better. 6 months is here. It's been a few weeks. I haven't seen any change. If anything, it's been worse. The separation anxiety has gotten worse. Clinginess has gotten worse. Sleep has gotten worse. Not like newborn baby per se, but pretty comparable. So what they mean by that, and this is why I don't like when people tell me, oh, it gets better, because it doesn't get better. It could get worse before it gets better. It could just never get better. I mean, I don't know. It just gets easier to manage in the sense that you start to figure out what works for you. You start to understand your baby. You just understand more, and time goes by that you kind of get used to it, dare I say, and you build a routine, and you have already been trying things, right? Because you get to the point where you're like, okay, I gotta try something because I'm not like, this isn't working for us, or I'm not happy with this. And you're constantly pivoting and constantly changing. So you try and explore what's best for you and your family and your baby. So honestly, none of this shit got easier, none of this shit got better. So I am like very disappointed, but at the same time, I'm like, what did I expect? It's phase after phase. So if it's not a sleep regression, it's teething. If it's not teething, it's a developmental leap. You know, they learn a new skill, they can't sleep at night. Like when she started rolling over by herself on her playmat, she would do that all night. Like she would like wake herself up by rolling over. Like it was weird, you know? Their bodies are like so little and they're learning such big things so quickly that I can't imagine what she's going through, but damn. And teething, atrocious. She already has her 2 bottom front teeth, which is fairly early for a 6-month girl. I think they say she already had that like before 6 months. So it was during the 5-month, 5.5. Oof, that was tough. For like 2-3 days, she was just outrageous. Like you could not calm her down, and I'm the only one that can calm her down, and if I can't calm her down, we're screwed. And she was scream crying. I was losing my cool and my shit. Like I couldn't handle it. It was really, really hard for everybody in the house. And then we found out, oh wow, it's the teeth. It really only hurts them once it when it's about to poke out of the gums. But then once it does, it subsides pretty quickly, which is great. The gums though, I can tell right now she's getting another 2 bottom ones, and obviously the top ones are coming. Her gums are really itchy and uncomfortable for her, and you can tell. So what has worked for us is like wet washcloths. I just like really strain them out and I put them in the fridge. Do not put them in the freezer. Freezer is too cold for their gums and can damage and actually hurt their gums more. So just like a cold cloth that has a bit of texture. So when she bites it, it kind of like itches her gums for her. I have some natural medication that I give her. It's not really medication, but it's supposed to just calm her nervous system. I rub it on her gums as well. This is from my naturopath. We can get into all those nitty gritties maybe in another video once I feel like I'm more of a pro and like well versed in all this, because this is my first time, obviously, if you couldn't tell. Once you get the first 2 teeth, it's just they keep coming, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean by phase. Do you get like a break phase? No. And I've been waiting for that break phase. I had maybe like 1 week where I was like, oh my God, I love this, because her temperament was chill, her sleeping was not bad, you know, like a 5-hour stretch, and then she'd wake up and then another 2-hour stretch. I was totally fine with that. I would love that again. I would take that any day, any day. Now it's like almost every 2 hours she wakes up. So it's exhausting. She only contact naps. She doesn't want to nap in her crib, in her bassinet, nothing. It has to be on me. We have learned that if we use the stroller with a rocket, which is like a large vibrator basically to create movement, she can sometimes sleep in the stroller, but not nearly as long as she would on me. So sometimes I pick my battles and I'm like, honestly, we're gonna be nap trapped. And I've learned to enjoy that. I grab a book, she's on me, she falls asleep. Well, I have to actually rock her to sleep in the carrier. So I do chores until she falls asleep in the carrier, take off the carrier slowly while I have her on me, lying down on the couch. I can't move, I can't breathe. And then I just have my book already, everything set up on my couch corner there, my laptop, my phone, and we're just gonna rot, which is great. That is like my break, which makes the days less painful, okay? Because if you're doing chores and trying to get everything done while she's sleeping, you will burn yourself out. That is something that I refuse to not do. When she's sleeping, I do not do chores, I chill. So if she's gonna sleep and chill, mama's gonna sleep and chill. They say sleep when the baby's sleeping. I can't sleep or nap on demand, no matter how tired I am. So it does get like annoying because I just can't fall asleep all the time that she's napping, you know? And sometimes she like really doesn't nap. So I'm gonna be sleep deprived for a while, and I've just gotten used to it. I know now like the signs before I get really overwhelmed and I just go and take a shower. Like that's my thing. She's at the grandparents right now while I'm recording this, and I'm like recording all day. So I don't really give myself a lot of breaks, which is my fault, because I have a lot of things that I need to get done and want to get done. So I just pick my battles. Like, will it stress me out if I don't get it done? Yeah, then I'm just gonna get it done. But I usually do that when she's in the baby carrier, and I do as much as I can. It's not comfortable. Anyone who says they can get everything done in the baby carrier is a liar. It's just uncomfortable, but I've gotten used to it. So I'm probably gonna have back pains as well and back problems. Everyone tells me to like sleep train, and I just told everyone to go fuck themselves, because I'm just so over people telling me that my baby should be crying it out or sleep train, it'll save your life. Maybe it would, like maybe it would, but my baby needs me. Like that's my belief system there, is like my baby came out of me 6 months ago, like we were one. 6 months postpartum for me is like hard. I can't imagine how it is for her. So my opinion is like, I don't really believe in sleep training, especially because I've seen how crazy those regressions are and how it switches up your baby entirely. So I'm like, why would I put myself through hell for a few weeks, a week, 2 weeks, just for my baby a week later to switch up again? Like, do you know what I mean? It's not happening for me. So my baby is gonna be with me till I feel like we are both ready for her to sleep separately. She's 6 months, doctor's like, okay, let's start some solids. I, again, believe in more of a homeopathic Eastern way of doing things. So like to a degree, obviously, I'm going to be introducing solids either this week or next week, but just a little bit more for play and texture rather than for a source of nutrition. She will be on breast milk. My goal is for at least a year, and then wean her from a year off, you know, and see kind of how she does. If I can pull longer than that, great. If not, then no. But because again, I enjoy it, it's just exhausting. And I am planning on going back to work and doing all of those things. So I will just have to plan the pumping and seeing how my supply is and all of that. But we will be doing solids just for play and texture and to do something different, because I don't believe that a baby should be eating anything until they have the right teeth for the things that they're supposed to be eating. So there's just like certain science behind that, certain whatever. And you know, if my baby's not ready to eat, she's not like sitting upright by herself and not able to feed herself, I don't think she's ready to eat. That's my way of thinking, but everyone can do their own research and come up with their own conclusions. And that's what works for me. I have to advocate heavily for myself because it is not what the Western world advocates, along with many other choices and many other things that I've decided to do and not to do for my kid. Do I do outings with my baby at 6 months? And has it gotten easier? You know what? I have tried, and I'm so proud of myself for how much I've tried. I've decided that there are certain outings, after many tears in the car and being locked up and away from everybody else because my baby was just not having it and not cooperating, for my mental well-being and obviously for my baby's, going out for the fun of it is not for the fun of it. Okay? Like, it is not something we do. We go out when we need to go out, when we have like little things, or I have no choice and I have to take her because it's just me and her and nobody else can watch her. We keep outings to a minimum. We do travel a lot to my mom's and to see family and things like that in the cottage, which is a few hours in the car and different scenery, obviously. But those locations are set up for my baby, and she's been there a few times already. So we kind of have a groove going, and that's fine, even though this is another point I'll bring up. The drives in the car, she used to fall asleep right away and sleep for as long as we were driving, and now no. So you see how like literally in the span of a month, it changed drastically. She will scream, cry, bloody murder. There will be nothing wrong with her. She'll be fed, she will be changed, she'll be comfortable, just hates it. If she's not on me, she wants to freak out and scream and cry, and she won't stop. We can be driving for 3 hours straight and she will not stop. Like after, you know, half an hour of that, like you go crazy. Like it is, because it gets progressively louder and progressively like from cry to scream. So we stop, we have to do all those things. It's uncomfortable changing her in the car. It takes up time, right? Breastfeeding, doing all that stuff. Putting her back in the seat, she'll probably cry anyways again. So we have to take travel very lightly. Any errands I do have to be close to home. I have decided it's just not worth it sometimes. So we pick our outings, we pick our battles, we pick what we can and cannot do. I much prefer to go out by myself than with my baby, which sucks because I always dreamed of like, oh my God, taking my baby to like HomeSense, Target, Marshalls, whatever. Like doing errands with my baby, it's so cute. Like you see the moms in the mall doing little walks and stuff. Like, nope, that's not my baby. And that was the hardest thing for me to come to terms with. I was like, wow, I'm gonna enjoy mat leave. I'm gonna go like for coffee and bring my baby, and it's gonna be all cute and she's gonna be sleepy. And no. My baby, since day one, has not been sleepy, has not been a napper, like is really not good with the stroller, doesn't love it at all. She's starting to like it now because we're like raising the seat and she's starting to sit upright more so she can kind of see more, and that has helped because she's, like I said, FOMO and like needs to see things to distract her from the fact that she's not with mommy. But yeah, so I have not been able to take her out much. I pick my battles, less outings. That has given me a lot more peace. I have come to terms with our home being our safe haven, and that is okay. Is that going to be something I'm going to do when she's 1 year old? No, when she's 1 plus, I am going to be forcing more outings so that she can learn to be out and about and see things, of course. But for now, we do very minimal outings because it's just not worth it for any of us. Drool rash. I prided myself in my baby not having a single rash, no diaper rash, no nothing. Like, her skin is always clean. She always has a ton of diaper rash cream all over her, natural creams I put all over her. We take a bath in breast milk. I mix it in her bath water because it's very nourishing and great and healthy for the skin. Da 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 da. Once the drooling became like heavy, which I think after like, I think in about 4 months or 3.5, the drool came and did not stop. It's gotten a lot better now after the first front two, but I'm sure once these guys start poking out a little bit more, it's gonna come back. It's just water. The rashes here with the heat and the water and the bib sitting there for a bit, or on her shirt, you know, she likes to nibble on the carrier, and the carrier sits on her like shoulder kind of, and then it rubs, and the rashes are like, you can't prevent them, honestly. And I was really humbled by that. So she has been struggling on and off with like drool rashes here, just where the, you know, drool kind of catches. No matter how dry you keep it, it's bound to happen. It's scorching hot outside. It's summer right now, and that mixed with all of that is just not a good recipe for clear skin. So we've been doing our best, just like trying to monitor that and make sure it's not causing her any irritation or pain. But it is inevitable, and it happens. Not to every baby, but to babies who drool a lot, which my baby does. So far, that is all that I have to say. I mean, I've gotten so much better with giving her to the grandparents. She's gotten more acclimated. She starts to recognize people. She's like laughing and babbling, and she started crawling yesterday, like a very mini crawl, you know, but we're getting there, and I'm really excited for that. She is so much more fun to deal with, in the sense that she just more animated. She, you know, we kind of like talk to her, and she loves it, and she kind of understands who's talking, and she understands her surroundings, and she loves Ruby, our dog. She like freaks out every time she sees her. Playtime gets a little bit boring because we just have tummy time. I don't put her on any of those like activity center chairs because I heard it's not good for their hips. I don't know, there's way too much information out there. We will see. It's a bit boring, and I noticed she gets bored on the play mat, so I need to like get on the play mat with her now and kind of interact with her and have her sit up and then on her tummy and kind of like move her around more. She cannot be like left alone anymore because she moves a lot more now, so you gotta really be, you know, eyes on her at all times. And yeah, I mean, I'm still putting her in her little bouncer chair and taking her around the house. It keeps her occupied for like less than what it used to, but you know, it is what it is. I need to get stuff done. The carrier is #1 game changer. #1, I don't care which carrier, just get a carrier, strap that baby on, and do what you gotta do. Sometimes I feel bad and I'm like, oh my God, like she's been on this carrier all day basically. But that's what she wants, that's what she's gonna get, you know? We stretch her legs out and everything like that, of course. But that's that. Diaper changes, I don't change her diaper overnight unless she makes a poopy, which has made nighttime wakings a lot easier. So I'm just throwing her on the boob and putting her down, we're falling asleep, you know, like, so that's really not too bad. And that's why I couldn't even tell you how many times she wakes up in the middle of the night anymore, because I'm like half asleep, put her on, and we're back down instead of like going, changing her, you know, like that takes up a lot of time, and that was really tough. In the newborn stage, we have a lot of tried and true things that have worked for us with a very clingy baby who, according to even the grandparents, is quite a, you know, more difficult baby. In the sense that she's very like vocal and wants her mommy, and separation anxiety is really, really high. And so for me, you know, I gotta be there, I gotta do a lot more. It's exhausting, but it's worth it because I love her, and because she's just such a bright, phenomenal baby. You know, her smile, it just takes away everything. Like, she could have driven me insane all day, and then she smiles at you and you're like, oh, you know, like, you're you're cute, like you really are. I'm just so excited for the 1 year mark, honestly. We'll see. I know it comes with its own set of things, but you know, when they become more mobile, or, you know, just, I don't know, as she grows up, it's just more fun. But also I catch myself like looking at baby, newborn pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, like you were this small, like how? You know, and she grows out of clothes so quickly, it's wild. She's 6 months only now, and she's wearing 6 to 9 months, and in some companies like almost 12 months. So she's a tall baby. She's in the 85th percentile for height, for length. That has been our journey so far with 6 months. just kind of rapid fire all the things I've noticed, things I want to speak on. I'm mentally doing a lot better, which I'm thankful for. There has been a cloud that's shifted. I feel like she's doing a lot better with Max, and that has made me feel a lot better that she is like able to be occupied with him. She loves him. Like, she loves when he reads to her and sings to her. It's just so beautiful to see, and I'm thankful for that. Maybe they're right. Maybe things do get better. I mean, I feel better, but the journey itself, it's still freaking hard. Like, it's not easier. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear, you know, your experiences. Leave them in the comments below. Good, bad, same, not. If you don't want to leave a comment, what about a thumbs up? That would be really nice. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means the world to us and the family. And I will see you guys back here very soon. Let me know if there's anything you want to see.